Oh, where the heck was it? There we go. Kick it up a little bit. Alrighty, somebody caught up with me. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, I know, I know. Yeah, I'll be here for about an hour, maybe, Bobby. Because I've got a call coming in. Oh God, I don't even remember the guy's name now. They've got a church garden growing, and they need a lot of help. So they were going to be. I don't know if I'm going to be live on the show. If we're going to do a StreamYard live stream or if it's just going to be an open call. I'm not sure which. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. One or the other, but it's supposed to be at like 1 o'clock my time. Um, okay. They're changing the time, so it's going to be 1:30. Okay. And Rusty wants to know what's going on today. Oh God. So yeah, there will be another show. Helping a garden channel. I just don't know if I'm gonna live stream them or whether they're gonna live stream and we're gonna do an open call or what the story is. I might just leave the phone microphone open or the speaker open and let you guys hear it. We'll see. Yeah, yeah, no kidding. But you know, it's an outreach to another group of YouTubers. But they're okay. Let me. They are Church of. Oh shoot. Uh, Wiccan. Yeah, yeah. They're Wiccan church. Um, they consider themselves um, witches and warlocks, and they're growing a community garden, and it's struggling. They're having some real issues with it. I understand, or they just don't understand. I'm not exactly sure which is which. So I got to get more details. But yeah, they reached out to me this morning from another channel and asked if I'd be willing to do a live stream or a couple of live streams with them and help them with their garden. Hey, Purple Nurple's in the house, just in time prepping. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. How are y'all doing on this? Well, rainy Monday morning in Cleveland, Ohio. Ugh. Oh, I got you, Bobby. It's all good. Do your thing, man. Get your coffee and what have you. I'm probably going to have to get up and step away and refill myself. Yeah, my coffee cup's empty. Is what it is. So how you doing, Will? How's things going? I miss your late night stuff because I'm not on that schedule yet. I will be switching over as winter kicks in and be working later in the evening. Um, heck, I may even be able to get on with uh, get on with you live snow plowing because I plan on doing that with Bobby. I won't. I may not do it on my own channel. it's hit or miss. It just depends on the type of snowstorm I've got going on. But yeah, I may be able to call in while snow plowing and give you that visual aspect of me running up and down the streets doing commercial plowing. Mr. JW, JY, Junkyard. Oh, you're all over the place this morning. Why is the music too loud for you, Bobby? Is it starting to bother you? We got to get something. I got to get a hold of Frozen. We've got to get some or UFO, one or the other. Somebody's got to give me a different audio track. I got to do something different because I'm not good enough on the other flute yet. I don't want to try cutting a track with that one. But yeah, that's another one, Bobby. That oh JIT or JIP. Um, sorry, Will. I'm going to have to call on you to put your link up for your late night channel. Bobby, he has opened up another channel on top of Just in Time Prepping. That's just a late night streaming channel that does some shout outs and does the wheel and everything else for everybody in channel at the time, and does channel previews. And he's got some other stuff planned, I understand. So, Will, if you've got the link for your other channel, your late night channel, go ahead and pop it in here. Why in the world are you not? Oh, I'm on the wrong channel. Let me catch up with myself. I'm not on YouTube. Something didn't look right. I got everybody here? Okay. That takes care of that one. That takes care of that one. I might be just a little behind, but Will, go ahead and pop up your. And why aren't you still purple? You should still be up. I don't think I've missed anybody else. Right, Will, but I'm trying to do a shout out for your other channel so that we can get you some more traffic over there. That's all. Sorry. I don't want to be helpful or nothing. Just saying, offering to help here and get some other people looking at just all right. You that's all right, Will. That's all right. I got you. See if I try helping Will again. Man. speaking of, speaking of, Will, we actually do need to talk to you and we need your help. The the monster rods. Hey, American Grandpa, what's going on, my friend? How have you been? Will, we need sheaths. Bobby and I are both looking for leather created sheaths for Jerry's setup so that we can protect these things and actually have these things on belt loops, what have you. So if you get some free time or if you still have the original pattern to mold them, yeah, we're interested. We're talking about it. Okay, okay. Where are you, Grandpa? There you are. Okay. Yeah, and all you guys with wrenches and purple, I got you. You know my policy. If they walk in and start a problem, gone. No questions asked. Don't worry about it. And you know which group I'm talking about. I don't need to bring it up, but yeah, you see them, nail them. They're out of here. Because you guys, you're gracious enough to hang out with me and do your things and wake up with me in the morning like Will's trying to do right now. Um, yeah, we don't need the disruption from those other parties. So yeah, my policy is if you get seen in here, you're out of here. Yeah, he changed his name. That's American Grandpa. That's the same guy, Bobby. He just changed names. I didn't. I just realized that. I was wondering why stuff wasn't coming up for me. I hadn't seen him come on in a while. Now I know why. Hey, honest citizen, welcome, welcome, my friend, new friend, and welcome, welcome. Uh, yeah, I looked over at that other channel. That's why I'm laughing, Bobby. I looked over at that other channel that I came from, and yeah, only holding 3 and 4 on average for the last 45 minutes, and I'm already over 8. All right, there's the other channel, everybody. If you're a late night person, if and it's random, you never know when Will's going to be awake and decide to flip his channel on. Uh, Even though he's got just in time prepping, here's his other channel, and it's a shout out channel. So even though he has content, he does rolling shout outs for the people in the room. He's got this neat OBS or something or other program. Spin the wheel. And anybody that's in the room, as long as they're typing in chat, he will turn around and shout out your channel and actually broadcast your channel during the live stream to give you the power shout out that it needs to get you some new viewers. So content like with Honest Citizen, he goes out in his city and deals with police officers and what have you, and shows a different side of the police in the midst of what they're doing um, during like a traffic stop or something or other. He's like another third eye, showing that police aren't just these robots that are bad guys. They are good guys. They do have a heart and they do things the right way. Um, Interesting channel to keep track of because I'm sure he's going to stumble across some really interesting stuff we're all going to want to see. Tuesdays and Friday nights. Okay, that's late night, guys, because he's earlier than us, which makes it really late. Hey, JCT, welcome, welcome. Yeah, PD live stuff, right? He comes out with his camera and he videotapes it all, or well, videos it all. We won't say videotape because we don't use tape anymore, right? Um, all right, I'm gonna step aside for just a minute, grab some coffee. I'll be right back, guys. I just need to refill because I'm drying out already. righty, there we go. Uh, you up and kicking enough yet, Bobby? You ready to put your pretty self up in front of a camera? Because Honest Citizen and his friend from the Wiccan group are the ones that I'm expecting the call from. So that's the one I'll be trying to help them with their gardens. Yeah, we know what you mean, Bobby. We got you. Go ahead. Go do what you got to do, Bobby. That's why I turned on instead of waiting for you. You know, because you're liable to fall back to sleep on that cliff schedule of yours. Oh. Oh no. Yeah, don't do that, Bobby. Don't. Yeah, please. JC's here. She's a nice, prim and proper lady. Don't turn your camera on yet. Don't do that, Bobby. Oh dear God, no. JC would have my hide, and she'd never come back. And oh my God, yeah, don't do that, Bobby. All righty, Junkyard. We'll talk to you, buddy. Thanks for stopping over. So, did you get a hold of him, Honest Citizen? Because I sent him off an email on top of that just in case we couldn't get everything together and we could all get connected at a different time if something else was going on today. Did you actually get a hold of him? Okay. Shoot, let me switch. Yeah, you can join JCT. Oh, let me see. Where am I at? You got it, buddy. You got it. All right, JCT. Let me know when. Because I got a filter. You know, we got that guy floating around. I know it's school time right now, and he's probably at mommy and daddy's, but you got to be careful. So I'll ask you a question once you get in there, and we'll see what happens. So yeah, what's everybody doing today? What's everybody's game plan? Bobby's just thinking about trying to wake up, and he might put clothes on. God, I hope so. But yeah, I was actually considering trying to figure out how to do a Facebook Live to then copy it over and put it up here on YouTube. But then everybody started popping up, and I ended up with this gap. So yeah, I'm not gonna do that. And then, plus the rain, I'm not disturbing my garden in the rain. That's just stupid. Oh yeah, I'll bet, Bobby. How thoughtful of you. Winter prep. Winter prep. Um, depending on your temperatures, which is key. If you get snow, obviously the more the better. Because what I call it is putting a blanket down over your garden. Um, you want anywhere from an inch to 3 inches of leaves, twigs, uh, grass clippings, what have you, to just cover the entire bed. Now, even though I tell you, go ahead and plant your winter garden that can come up through all of that, you still want to blanket it because you've got an active microbial base in that food web that you want to keep alive and you want to protect them from the freezing temperatures. So the thicker the blanket is on your bed, the better off your garden is. Obviously, if you're like, some people up in Maine or up in Canada, you may want to go more than 3 inches, especially on a raised bed. Um, but yeah, gather all the leaves you can. Start gathering the grass clippings, and just pour them on the garden bed. Because some of those you can actually turn in the spring, but it gives the worms a place to go. They can come up and go down as they need to, as they adjust with the temperatures throughout the day. And your garden is the active place, so it aerates the living daylights out of the soil. It actually pulls organic matter down into the soil, so that when you go to your spring planting, you've got incredible soil underneath, just teeming with life, ready to rock and roll. And you don't have to do anything to aerate. It's already there and already going like crazy. Sort of like a permafrost, but you just pour on the leaves. The thicker the better. Um, I like using alfalfa hay in the winter, because I want that alfalfa to bleed off and get down in the soil as a feed. Um, because that's nature's steroid for all plants. Um, and getting that stuff out there just makes a tremendous difference. Okay, JCT, I'm going to put the link up. Hold on a second. So I'll just watch for you back in the green room, and then I'll ask you a question. Oh, but yeah, winter gardens and winter prep. And I apply that to everything. I apply that to flower beds. I apply that to pots. Um, for pot gardeners, you want to protect those. You want to keep that soil warm. Anything over 50, give or take. Um, and you can do that with just a little bit of upkeep, a little bit of on top of things. All right, I see you floating around in there. Blow us a kiss there, JC. All righty. Good morning, dear. How are you? Welcome up.
Okay,
And how are you
thank
this
you.
wonderful day? Hey, 320.
All right. Not quite 100 degrees here, but it's almost.
Oh, I wish. They keep telling me to come to Texas.
I got a few leaves going. There's not much in my garden. we're
Well,
we're
get
in
up in the parks.
we're in day 34 of a drought.
Well, the more leaves you have in there, the better off it's going to be because that actually helps hold the moisture.
I moved the aloe over here
Good idea.
where I
What you want
lost a
what
lot
you
of
want to do
mint.
is get the leaves under the aloe though. You don't want to cover the aloe. You just when you add more leaves and you've got some ivy in there, ivy will survive it. It'll handle it just fine. Yeah, get yourself some more leaves in there. If you can't, then you want to find some hay or some alfalfa feed hay, and get that out there.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no problem, honest citizen.
I know it's not about me, but here's my new vehicle. Got
Oh
tired of trying to
wow,
keep.
congratulations.
Can you see
Oh,
me?
see, now you're gonna be able to pull off your stalker thing again. You're gonna be able to start following men around again, dear. Look at those tinted out windows and stuff. Boy. Yeah,
I got I got tired of that other vehicle trying to keep it on the road. Do I make my car payment or do I get it fixed?
well, yeah, that's an honest. You probably made the right choice in your situation. Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
How many miles on that thing?
200.
Oh, you got new. Well, aren't you special? Wow.
2019 Forerunner. Mhm. Now haven't seen any honeybees. There's a bumblebee here right now, Ron. That's all I've seen. This is the bottle brush flower. It's
Yeah,
about 4 feet tall.
yeah, you don't have enough flowers around here. That's why you're not seeing a whole lot of activity. You've just got that one plant.
Well,
Well,
I have quite a few.
what I would suggest you do is go get clover seed and throw a bunch of clover seed all over your yard, all over your gardens, because that will bring on flowers from the clovers and it'll bring the bees back.
I just don't think there's any around. I haven't seen one.
Yeah, you don't have enough flowers, dear. They'll come around. They just need a high enough flower count. Just
Okay.
plant some clover everywhere. It'll draw them in.
Okay. Mhm. I'll be ordering your book tomorrow. By the
Oh,
way,
thank you so much,
I
dear.
wanted to tell you.
Thank you so much.
Mm.
Are
You're
you going to get
welcome.
the you going to get the paperback copy or are you going to order the digital?
I want the paperback.
Hey, welcome, Jeff and John. I saw you pop in there. I didn't mean to ignore you. I hope you guys caught his live Sunday night. Man, you want to talk about some good cooking? He did some stuff with some mushrooms that'll blow your mind. How you doing this morning, John? How's things over in England? But yeah, the more flowers, the better, and that I advise with everybody. And the best thing you can do that's the least amount of impact on any garden, least amount of impact on your grass, is go get clover. Go get clover seed and just throw it everywhere. Just let the clover come in naturally. It doesn't do anything to the soil per se, even though it does throw a root base down for water. What it does is it stores nitrogen. It cleans the air. It stores nitrogen in little crystalline pellets in the soil and makes it readily available. But it also puts off the honey scent, so it draws in the bees. Oh, is it bad? All right. JCT, they want to know what part of Texas you're in.
I'm in Georgia. I'm in Georgia.
Okay. Yeah, it's raining here too, Jeff. Otherwise, John, I'd be outside digging in my garden right now, putting in garlic because it's that time of year. It's time to get the garlic in.
Yep, no rain down here.
Yeah, I'd be planting. If I were there, I'd be planting right now. This is garlic season. It's time. Oh,
So what
Jeff,
else?
John, you know I'm always going to be there as long as I'm sitting in front of the computer and really aware of what's going on. I am going to be on live streams, and I'm going to be because that's me. I'm a supporter. I'm not this this stuff for the book. That's something sideline that I do. I am a full time YouTube supporter, if that's what you want to call it. Uh oh, I may have to leave now. Whiskey woman is in the house. Look out, everybody! Time to hide.
Hey, I'm getting up there. I got 401 subscribers.
Wow! Congratulations. Um, well, honest citizen, what I tell everybody is, especially if they have animals, um, whether it be cats, dogs, what have you, um, garlic is a natural defender. It drives off fleas and ticks naturally. It does something to the soil, uh, and I'm finding that the moles and what have you, they don't like it either. I put that bed in, and where I used to have moles, they don't come around anymore, because it's doing something. It's saturating the soil in something that naturally drives them away. So if you've got animals in the house and you worry about your fleas and your ticks, just grow garlic wild next to your door, underneath your windows, what have you. The scent that comes off the garlic naturally drives all of them away. And all you got to do is go to the grocery store, pick up a couple of cloves, and stick them in a flower bed someplace and forget about them. A year or two later, go in, harvest them in July, and spread them out even more across your yard, and just let nature do her thing. And hey, every July you can have fresh garlic, but at the same time you can expand your bed and get more garlic growing around your property to drive off fleas and ticks naturally.
That's a good idea.
Bobby, shut up.
I wonder if it'll get rid of the fire ants.
I'd be curious. I was thinking about
Yeah,
that. I'd be curious
yeah.
if just a little bit of garlic juice wouldn't drive them away. I'd be real curious to find out. Whiskey, stop it. John, I wish my numbers and my book sales actually proves that I was a legend, because I would absolutely love to be showing you guys the right way to build a garden from practical experience. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm not saying my way is right or wrong, or that somebody else's way is right or wrong, but the Amazon rainforest was built a certain way for a certain reason. And it has been reproducing its soil for 4,000 years, because the soil in the Amazon is actually not conducive to a rainforest. That's man made. And if we can duplicate what they're doing in the Amazon and put that to work in our gardens, we're going to be able to get phenomenal growth. Look at all the leaves you've got all over the place. Oh my God.
Well, as you can see, there's not much of a yard. Okay. This is pokeberry, but it's starting to turn brown because of no rain.
Right. Yeah.
It's
See,
the root.
the
The
soil
root
should
that's
be
next
doing
to it.
better. Your soil there looks terrible.
Yeah, that's why I need your book.
It'll help. It'll help. It'll make a difference. Your neighbors are going to wonder what you're doing. Just tell them you're part of the Green Wizard crew.
There's some more leaves.
Whiskey, it's going to blow his mind. He is not going to know what to do with himself once he figures it out and understands what it is I'm talking about. And I think I explained it easy enough. Bobby understood it. That's why Bobby refuses to use it. He's afraid of what it might do to his yard. Grandpa, I was meaning to catch up with you because you're one of the channels that actually did it outside and followed some of the method. and you actually did it inside in your greenhouse. How did your garden turn out this year? How did everything come out for you? I was real curious. I wanted to catch you on a channel and get a chance to talk to you about it. I haven't had a chance. Hey, Mr. Mark, what's going on, buddy? How you feeling? Hope you're doing better. Haven't heard from you in a bit. Oh well, Keiki, make sure you forward me these channels. Link me in Facebook, what have you, so I can follow you when you do those, just in case. Because you don't know. We could turn over a rock by mistake one day, and that be the one that triggers the sale of the books, and this thing explode and go crazy for us. And give me the opportunity to go build the farm and show what we can do. And it's just a matter of we hit the right channel at the right time when they're interested, and it just explode and take off. And I'm reaching to everybody I can. That's why I'm reaching radio stations when nobody knows I'm even looking. I don't know what else to do. I really don't. Hey, Ridge Runner, what's going on?
Hey, Ridge.
Awesome, Grandpa. Glad to hear it.
What did he say?
Did you get any end rot? Did you get any problems with any of your tomatoes there? Any of the production that you were doing with the method? I'm sure your neighbors were shocked. What did you think of that flavor? That's the most important part. What did you think of the flavor of your tomatoes this year? All right, go, Mark, go. Absolutely. Get that garlic in the ground, everybody. And Grandpa, this is garlic time. So, you gotta take care of that puppy of ours. You got to get some garlic out there, running wild, because he's got that great little puppy over there that could suffer from fleas and ticks. And garlic naturally growing in the area will help defend her and help protect her. Just rubbing a little bit of garlic on her fur would make a difference, but if you can grow it and grow it wild throughout the winter in your garden, what you're going to get in July is going to blow your mind, and it's going to be phenomenal tasting. I know you love to cook. There you go, Grandpa. The proof is in the flavor. Now, all I would
How
suggest,
you doing? All right.
all I would suggest, Grandpa, is
Hi
you try
already.
your tomatoes against a store-bought tomato.
We haven't had any rain forever. Over a month. Yes.
No, you
Take
got
care.
you
Thank
got to
you.
shove it in the ground, Bobby. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to get down. Actually, get your nephew. Get out there with a shovel, crack the soil a little bit, and drop the garlic in there, pointy side down, or point. I'm sorry,
Pointy
pointy
side
side up,
down.
pointy side up,
Pointy side up. Okay.
Um, you might be able to do it just walking around with a shovel if you've got a long enough handle on it. You just want to make sure that you've got that pointy side up so that the root base grows the right way. You can go from sideways to up, either way. The garlic won't matter, and it doesn't matter how many you put in a hole. Trust me, I've overdone it testing just to find out, and I've taken a bunch of the corms, which are the little itty bitty pieces that I showed in the actual garlic video that you guys can go back and reference. But I've taken the little itty bitty corms, like 3, 4, 5 of them at a time, and thrown them in the same hole. and all of them come up and they do not deform, they do not change. So even though they're pressing against each other in the soil, they don't change their shape at all. They do not deform. So garlic does not have to be, as they say, 6 inches apart from each other when you measure your garden. That's bogus. That's not true.
Mm.
Well, Ridge, it's not it's for our dogs and our cats and other furry animals. When you plant garlic and let it run wild, let it run naturally, it drives all the fleas and ticks away. They can't stand it. And if you're in an area where you've got a lot of squirrels or you've got skunks or deer or what have you, you're actually going to see them rubbing in the garlic beds because they want to get that garlic oil on their hair, on their fur,
Okay.
because in nature they know it's a natural defense against fleas and ticks. I had to put fences up to keep the deer out of my front yard to keep them out of the garlic bed that I was running because they come into the front yard and they rub all over that. They My neighbors have seen the deer laying down in my front yard to be near the garlic just to get that on their skin. Yeah, chipmunks too. They'll come in and rub. Oh yeah, that's all Bobby needs. Geez, you can't control him now, Whiskey. Now you want him to put garlic on Viagra so he can eat that? Oh God. Well, the closer it is to your door, and you can pot garden garlic. That's what a lot of people misunderstand because it doesn't matter how much you have. You can pot garden garlic. So the closer it is to your door or a window that you normally leave open, that's going to cause the natural defense, the natural barrier that drives fleas and ticks crazy. So the closer to your door, closer to your windows, the better off you are. Oh Lord, that's all we need. Bobby on Viagra every day as he's sitting in his house eating garlic. Oh Lord, Bobby's out of control now. Now you want to put him on Viagra? Oh God, Mark, everybody deals with them stupid things. Oh man. They're part of nature's defense. They're actually there attacking dying plants. Um, as you increase the um, as you increase your soil health, a lot of those stink bugs will go away because they are just nature's natural defense. Birds won't mess with them, what have you. That's their natural defense. But as your soil gets healthier and your plants throughout your yard get healthier, the stink bugs don't stick around very long because they're actually looking for dying plants. Let me know how that goes, Grandpa. I'd be curious to see because you're supposed to be able to grow garlic 3 seasons a year, depending on when you plant it. Just remember, and I can't tell people this enough. Before you plant garlic, even if you go out and buy it, before you plant it, freeze it. Stick it in your refrigerator for a week or stick it in a deep freezer for a couple of days and then go put it in the ground. It's another one of those seeds that is very specific and will not germinate unless it has been frozen at least once because it's got to believe that it's gone through nature's process or it's not going to germinate. It's not going to do any good. That's why a lot of the big seed banks that the government has put away are in frozen tundra areas because all those seeds, once they are pulled out and put into good soil, are have already gone through the freeze process and are ready to germinate immediately upon hitting warm soil.
So like this, Ron? I can
Yeah.
plant these in the ground?
No, crack that thing open. Crack that bulb open. The individual pieces that you're going to find inside there, the individual pieces of garlic, that's the individual plant, one by one. So you're going to get 4 or 5 pieces off of that, sometimes 6. I've had as many as 8 off a garlic bulb. Mark, you want to plant it in the winter so that it gets cold, and it's got to be 50 or below. And that tricks most of your plants, most of your seeds into growing the next season. And garlic is one of the ones that's considered an overwinter. There you go. That's a clove.
I can plant these now?
Those individual pieces, each one of those is going to duplicate the size you just had in your hand.
Okay.
So each one of those, pointy side up, just shove it in the ground as deep as your fingers can push it.
Well, my door is right here.
There you go.
My
So
flower bed is right here.
Yep.
The pointy side up?
Yep.
Okay. Is that good?
There you go. That's it. That's garlic planting, everybody. It's that simple. Pointy side up. Well, now like down in Florida, down in your lower hemispheres, down in your lower grow regions, just refrigerate it first because it will grow all winter. That's what people misunderstand. Garlic
I
will
didn't
grow.
put these in the refrigerator. Is that okay?
Yep. Garlic will grow in the middle of a snowstorm. I've had up to 6 inches of snow in my garlic beds, and the garlic is actually coming up through the snow. It will grow all winter, but it has to be convinced it's actually in winter. So you refrigerate it first, then plant it.
Okay, I'll put four pieces in.
There you go. Now, come July, you should have garlic sitting there.
Now I'll spread these other ones out. I actually got a lot from this one piece.
Mark, it's like I said in the past. Just duplicate nature, whether it be leaves or whether you want to assist and bring in hay, and or alfalfa hay, what have you, bales of hay. The older the better, actually. But duplicate nature. If you see a bunch of leaves piling up in the woods, that's what you want going on in your garden. Pile a bunch of leaves up. I will actually pile the leaves up inside a chicken wire fence area that I'm going to be growing. I will just pour it on, and you would think that I'm actually trying to grow a compost pile, and that's not what I'm doing in the middle of winter. I am actually just putting a blanket over top of my garden to protect it. Now, whether you use hay, alfalfa hay, straw, what have you, doesn't make any difference. If you get snow, the thicker the better, but cover everything. Garlic will come up. The natural winter crops and what have you will come up through that without any problem. What you don't want is all green. So you don't want to take specifically grass clippings and cover your garden. That's actually kind of toxic. It's actually kind of bad. You don't want green on the bed. You can mix it with the leaves so that you have brown material and green material, but you don't want to just use grass clippings and cover the entire bed. That's not going to help at all. I've done it. It doesn't work. As soon as you start mixing in leaves and what have you, it does a 360. It's unbelievable, 180-degree turn. Just mixing brown in with the green, and it will switch it over and go the opposite direction.
Okay.
Mark, if you're struggling with your garden, And Alf is right. You want to duplicate nature, but if you're struggling with your garden, you want to cause a decomposition a little bit faster. Now it's covered in the book, so I'm going to just briefly say it so that you know those of you that have the book understand what I'm talking about. Um, those of you that don't have the book yet aren't going to understand what I'm saying, but go ahead and mill up your first layer of leaves on a sickly or a poor garden, and put the first half-inch layer down of um, ground up leaves. Then sweeten the leaves. Put in the sweetener. Then just throw all the leaves on top. You no longer have to cut it. You want that first half inch to start composting. And the only way it's going to compost and the only way it's going to help is if you sweeten it first. So Alf is right. But if you want to try and help a new one, you want to turn around and moisten it with a sweetener first as you grind all that stuff up. Then just blanket it in leaves. The more leaves, the better.
These flowers are about shy.
Absolutely.
Oregano.
Absolutely. You're up there. You're up there in Canada. Absolutely. Get your leaves down, get them ready, and blanket that thing to bring up the heat level. Absolutely. Your garden will thank you in more ways than you can imagine. Your garden will thank you. As you get into the warmer climates, though, as you get further south, further down towards Florida, Texas, what have you, um, down there around the panhandle areas, you don't need as thick a covering. You still want it because it's a moisture barrier. You still want to cover all your gardens regardless, whether you're in the middle of summer and you have green growing, or whether you're in the middle of winter and you've got nothing growing. Doesn't matter. You want to keep the soil covered at all times. You never want the soil showing. I don't care whether it's sand, clay, what have you. You've got to keep it covered and keep the moisture content higher as you draw in everything else. So the more amendments you put in and the more you have it covered, just like with Alf. Alf is getting ready to go through today, and he's going to crack his soil open and get his amendments down. All he's going to do, and all I'm going to prescribe to him, is make sure you knock those weeds back down as your cover crop. Make sure all your weeds are down after the fact so that you've got very little soil showing, and bring your soil content, your moisture content higher so that the organic matter can start taking over and doing what it's supposed to do. Well, it's between not compacting because of the way the leaves are protecting it, and it's allowing the worms to move around, Alf. So as the worms are moving around, they're keeping it naturally aerated, so that the moisture can come and go down the holes and do its thing and what have you. So you're doing everything right. You're just duplicating nature. That's what I push in the book. As long as you're duplicating nature and as long as you have nature's process in mind, you can't go wrong. Go, Bobby, go. Well, if you're ready to turn your stream on, Bobby, I'm good to go. Unless other people have got questions and want me going in a different direction.
No. Does the garlic have leaves growing, a plant growing, or flowers?
It doesn't hurt anything that's growing in the soil next to it. So you can
No, I
plant.
mean, does it have a plant that it grows itself?
Oh God, yes. If you go back and you check my garlic video, it's titled garlic. I
Okay.
show you what is called a garlic scape. They grow to approximately 3 feet tall, and then they put out this huge purple flower or a ball of flowers, all purple. And
Okay.
it's about the size of a softball or so sitting there. Now, if you want bigger garlic, they tell you cut that scape off and eat it. But if you want to just let the thing continue to germinate and continue to do more and more, then let those scapes grow, and you'll see the difference. It'll be leaves on the ground that grow the size of hostas. They're gigantic.
Okay.
In the dead center of that will look like a big green straw growing. That's the
Okay.
scape. That's the part most people cut off so that it never goes to flower. I let them go to flower so that I get the biggest possible balls and keep bringing the bees back.
Okay.
Uh,
Wow.
320, you want hay. Doesn't matter. Hay, straw, doesn't matter. Get a hold of a local farmer, what have you. If he's got some old stuff laying around a barn, the stuff on the ground, the stuff that's starting to break down, that's the stuff you want to lay out in your gardens. You want the oldest, the most trashed out, whatever stuff. Like people for Halloween, they go out and they get these bales of hay, and then okay, they decorate it, and they've got the corn stalks, and then right after Halloween, these bales of hay are headed for the dump. No, no, no. Stop and get them. Go ask for them. Take their bales of hay. They're probably going to have worms in them. Take those bales of hay home and spread that all over your gardens, spread that all over your flower beds, and let it break down naturally. You're just going to be stealing their worms and all the nutrients that are in that hay naturally breaking down. And it's a natural barrier all winter long.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. You're going to get some good giggles, JC, when you read that book. You're going to be like, yep, that's Ron. Oh, yeah. 100%.
So I was waiting to see. I ordered a picture from Diana. I was waiting to see if it came in. It'll probably get here tomorrow.
Okay.
Um, I ordered one of her paintings. Her shop opened up on the 27th, and I really like her. I really like her style. I like her artwork.
She's a great lady, and she's really good at art. She is. I can't sing her praises enough. I don't have the patience. I need to be out in a garden. I playing in the mud. I can't. I can't sit still that long. Uh, Whiskey. You have to look at ashes kind of like a neutralizer. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. It's not a bad thing to use everywhere. All the old farmers' wives used to use ashes in their gardens for the family because of what comes off the hardwood. All of those ashes are loaded with minerals. If you have acidic soil or if you have it balanced the opposite direction and it's going the wrong direction, by throwing ashes in your garden, you're going to reverse that situation. You're going to neutralize the pH levels. See, and I think that's where they've lied to everybody and got everybody on the chemical system because instead of just looking at what the ashes were doing and what minerals the ashes were bringing in, they immediately said, "Oh my God, ashes! Oh, that's bad! Oh, you got to go the chemical direction. You got to control your soils better." No, that's not true. I take ashes directly into my what should be an acidic bed for my blackberries, and I get huge blackberries on a neutralized soil. I get incredible roses on a neutralized soil. So if you've got ashes, absolutely pour them on your gardens, pour them on your flower beds, utilize the living daylights out of them. They will do incredibly well. Oh, mix it in everywhere because all you're doing, Whiskey, is you're taking all of those minerals that all of the trees take out of the soil and compact to make a log. You're taking the remnants of those minerals and putting them back in the soil and replenishing what's lost. So what doesn't burn off is still there in ash form. And that's the stuff you want. That will both neutralize soil, but it'll also balance soil and make it that much better because it's loaded with minerals. So wood ash, absolutely one of the best things you can put in your gardens and around your berries, your berry trees, what have you. Pour it on. Yeah, 320 wood ash is great for a garden. Like if you've got an area that you've never gardened before, but you're planning on putting a garden there, go ahead and get yourself a bunch of hardwood. And I know they talk badly about, oh my God, you don't want to use pallets. Oh my God, you don't want to do this. Oh my God, you don't want to use pine. Wait, stop. Yeah, you don't want those things in a fireplace or in a stove because the something krill it's a toxic oil based something or other that builds up in the chimneys and builds up in the stacks. Creosil. You don't, yeah, you don't want the creosil from pine or chemically treated lumber, but pine and chemically treated lumber, like pallets, all of those, once burned, have incredible ash in them because they're hardwoods. Okay. That's why they build a lot of houses with pine. It grows really fast, but it's almost right in the base end of the hardwood family. It just grows faster than a natural hardwood. So your pine, go out to where you want to build your garden and have a bonfire. Have a good time. Take some weenies out there if you're in one of those cities that has issues with it. Call the fire department, tell them you're going to have a cookout and hold a stick with a weenie on it, and you're allowed to have that fire, blah, blah, blah. Get around that ordinance because you're out there with a garden hose and a wiener, da 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 da. But burn all that hardwood and grind that into the soil after the fact. All of those ashes will enhance the soil and bring the soil content up and make it better. Any Mark, anything that you would burn in a bonfire, whether that be grape leaves, whether that be corn stalks, whether that be whatever. All yeah, absolutely. Pine cones are great. I mean, they pop really fun, and the grandkids have a great time running from it, what have you. But um, all of that stuff that burns, if it burns, it's natural. I don't care.
Our
And
fire
use
our
it all.
firekeeper would like it when we'd walk through the woods and put different kinds of branches and pine cones and leaves and pine needles for the fire before we started.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Put it all in the middle. Put it all in the middle and get the fire going.
Yes, whiskey. I had you in mind when I said it that way, just because. But yes, absolutely. All of the stuff that burns, that's the stuff that you want in your garden after the fact. So all ashes. I don't care if it's grass clippings, leaves, old farm plants, because now some people suffer. They don't have the ability to get a lot of the old stuff uh, and or to feed the soil. So I tell them, cut your plants down, leave them lay on the ground over the winter. Other people have the ability to get more leaves or to get this or to get that. So it doesn't matter. Never pull the roots out of the soil. Leave the dead roots in the soil. So when you clear your garden, cut it down. Don't rip it out. Leave the roots in the soil and burn everything.
Oh boy. I didn't realize that was
Uh-oh.
a day too late. I thought
Oh,
I could uh I thought I could save the roots of my mint, and I did it wrong. I pulled them out and
oh, honey.
I
Oh,
didn't realize
no.
they're like a foot and 2 feet long. I'm like, I
Oh,
didn't
honey.
have to, all I had to do was cut these down. The mint is gonna grow forever.
Nope, not if you pull the roots.
Well, I didn't know.
Oops.
It's been
Yeah.
so dry
Always.
here.
And it doesn't matter whether it's tomato plants, whether it's your greens, your lettuces, or your peas, corn stalks. Cut everything down. Leave the organic, dying, dead matter in the soil. Some of those ones, like the mint, that will return the next season. If you rip them out of the ground, they can't. But the whole secret is Mother Nature doesn't rip the plants out, neither should you. You want the dead organic matter in the soil. It just feeds the soil and feeds the food web and makes things come back 10 times stronger the following year in the same spot. So crop rotations are ridiculous because you're removing the food web crystalline every time you rotate your crops. You're putting the wrong things in the wrong place. Old roots from corn stalks will replenish new corn stalks. As long as the amendments are there, you never have to rotate crops. Ever, ever, ever. Just don't pull the roots. Leave them in the ground. See, my grass, I don't normally have an abundance of grass. I know as often as I cut grass, what 43 times this year, um, I don't have a lot of grass clippings because they break down naturally in the thatch layer, and my thatch layer disappears so quickly that I don't even have thatch in my yard except for maybe a quarter of an inch. It doesn't survive here. The food web is so active that all the grass clippings that I grind down, even with my mulching blade, disappear naturally within 30 days, 30 to 40 days. And the grass that I cut 30 days earlier, 40 days earlier is gone. Mother Nature has come in and devoured it already and turned it back into edible materials for the grass and for the food web. But yes, you can use grass. You can use hay. You can use, like I said, if it grows and it burns, absolutely use it. Well, JC, I'm gonna leave you for a second. I'm gonna leave you in charge of the
Okay,
show. I'm gonna run over and grab another cup of coffee. I'll be right back, dear.
okay. Mm, I'm gonna have garlic growing right here. I'm gonna cut this mint right down here. This is orange mint. I didn't pull all of them out, but I just thought I lost it all because we haven't had any rain here.
Alrighty, thank you. Love my coffee. Brought to you by my sponsor, Bobby McNutt. Yeah, buddy. He's my coffee sponsor. He sponsors the coffee on this channel. I know he hates for me to talk about it, but you all got to understand Bobby's a great guy and he's there for everybody.
Must be a hurricane somewhere. We don't usually get wind, only when there's a hurricane.
Well, there was some stuff going on down in the Gulf. I didn't catch all the information, but there is something stirring down there. All righty, Whiskey. Thanks for stopping in, dear. Tell Brewdog I said, hey, we'll talk to you later. Hey, Sherry K, how you doing this morning, dear?
Garlic smells good. I can still smell it on my hands.
I do have a question for you. Do you water directly from city tap water?
I don't have a choice.
Actually, yeah, you do. Get a 5-gallon bucket
Okay.
and fill that up with water on the days you're going to be watering. You want to do it the night before. The longer, the better. And let it naturally vent so that all of the chemicals off gas. So about 24 hours, you want to leave that bucket sitting there with the water in it, and then use that water to water your plants.
Okay.
Because when you use direct tap water, you're actually applying all of the safety chemicals that they supposedly put in there, fluoride and everything else, and you're applying that directly to your plants. So take any bucket, doesn't matter where, kind of almost doesn't matter what's in it, other than you'd like to use garden safe soap, something like Dawn, and fill that bucket up with water, and then use that to sprinkle your flowers and your plants. You don't want to apply direct chemicals directly out of tap water ever.
Wow. You need to get your book here. Nice breeze out here. It's still hot.
Oh, your book just came in, Sherry? Oh, you're in for a treat. I want to hear from you right after you're finished reading it. No. Mark, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. Bottled water that is supposedly from mineral springs or what have you, in some cases has been tested and found out to be nothing more than tap water.
Mm.
So you want to make sure that your source is an actual mineral spring bottled water. That's good for you. It actually has minerals in it that we need. And using mineral rich water on your plants is actually better. So once you read the book, JC, and you're already doing the 5-gallon bucket to let that aerate and let that do its thing, you're going to understand that there are some things that you can add to the water that will actually help your garden grow because it's a supplement. It helps things do what you want them to do.
Okay.
And always remember, and I've seen you do it once before, never water your plant in direct sunlight and never actually water the plant, only water the soil. So what you want to do basically is dump the bucket of water on the soil at the plant root and walk away. You don't need to actually wash the plant or get the plant wet. Heck, for that matter, with the garden you've got right next to you, you almost don't even need to worry about doing any of that. The food web will reach over and grab the water that it needs. You could literally walk along the edge of your sidewalk and just dump the water all around it and let the plants reach out and grab it naturally with their roots.
All right. Excuse me? Oh, I raked it the other day.
Oh, absolutely, Grandpa. Definitely use spring water. Oh, absolutely. It's far better.
Okay.
Oh, thanks, Sherry. I appreciate that. Viper Blades. That's a new one. Good morning. From Belgium. Wow. Oh, Viper Blades. That is a lot of liquid farmers. Let's call it that. They swear by it because the minerals that are in some of those materials is absolutely incredible. When you clean your fish tanks, there's a huge nitrogen base right there, readily available directly to the food web that will make things just ungodly explode. A lot of us over in America, though, we're stuck with other situations and we can't necessarily do that, or we don't have fish tanks and do that upkeep. But absolutely. Uh, some of the nitrogen that's available coming out of those fish tanks will incredibly feed the gardens.
I I think it was a hydroponic
That's the word, right?
where they were growing the plants hydroponically, and to the side they had a few little fish
Yeah,
that
yeah.
were
They're using
adding to the
they're
water.
using a nitrogen value off the um, waste of the fish to enhance the plants. Now, see, this is where the problem lies. A lot of those hydroponic gardeners, and they struggled with it. They've actually stopped hydroponic gardening because the end result is the hydroponic garden is driven on the NPK or high nitrogen only, and the actual production value and food value for the amount of time that they're spending is actually deficient. So they're not getting the minerals out of the food that they're trying to grow because it's not available in the high nitrogen. But were they actually to understand that the floating medium could actually be made up of a high mineral base and they could reverse it and go the opposite direction, high nitrogen, high mineral, and they could be turning out incredible gardens. There's some little secrets and some tricks in there I really want to try, but until the book sells and until I've got the farm, I can't. It's all in theory at this point. But a lot of your hydroponic gardeners have actually gone out of business and gone a different direction because the NPK value system does not work and it produces bad food.
Okay.
Oh no, Sherry K. No, it wasn't actually Bobby that realized it's such a good coaster. See, it was actually, well, I hate to talk about a channel that's not here, but we all love the lady. Y'all know who I'm talking about, and y'all know we're missing her. But the glossy base on my book, she actually found that it made a great coffee coaster because you could wipe the coffee ring right off without doing any damage to the book. So you could actually put this on top of your coffee mug as well, and keep the coffee warm. So the book works in two different ways. So if you've got two copies of the book, not only do you have a coaster, but you have a warmer on top of it. Love you, Elegant Homestead. I know you're going to listen to this eventually and come after me for it. Yeah, it's a pretty glossy book, and then you can go ahead and you can color it in with the blank pages, um, and No, what you're going to want to do after Sherry and JC, once you guys read the book, and you're going to find that there are blank pages. You're going to want to come back to my channel, the Green Wizards channel, and you're going to want to go to the one like what is it, page 29 update, and listen to that video. Go to page 29 in the book, or what should be page 29, and write in the information that's missing.
Okay.
There's a lot of detail on the Green Wizards channel that's not in the book. And the blank pages mean you've got someplace to write the notes down and keep track of it all. That's why the book's written that way. Well, see, Bobby's got the advantage. Bobby has one specific book that has a handwritten error in it, which makes the book worth that much more. So he keeps that one in a plastic bag and puts it away. He'll probably lose it in his house, but after I'm dead and gone, that book's going to actually have much higher value than all the rest of them, even the ones that are signed.
You gonna sign my book?
Eventually, one day I'll meet you, I'm sure, and yeah, I'll sign the book.
Okay.
Bobby, check your messenger. But see, we brought up crayons. I was trying to give a demonstration. I was trying to explain something. Crayons is just an easy way to explain what the NPK system has done and what using chemicals have done. Every time you go out in your yard and you use the NPK process or you use store-bought chemicals, it's like going to a blank piece of paper and drawing up, filling it in or coloring in the entire page. Well, as you do it again and again and again, it actually turns that piece of paper into something that will no longer retain moisture. And that's what's going on in our country. That's why we have this clayification problem. We have gone back with so many chemicals since the 70s when they really started pushing this system. And we have gone through and chemically basted or crayoned in with these oil-based materials every bit and every inch of our yard and caused the clay problem. We can reverse that. We can wash that clay away. We can wash that oil away and make it receptive to the food web once again. That's where crayons all come into this. And Bobby just took off with that and said, I can only read the book if it's done in crayon. I can't take notes except in crayon. Da 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 da. But that's the example. If you are continually year after year dumping an oil-based chemical on your yard that's supposed to be a nitrogen or supposed to be a phosphorus or a potassium or a potash or a pesticide, and you're just coating your yard again and again and again, you're just basically going out there with an oil-based crayon and coloring in your entire yard. And eventually it's now gotten to the point where it won't retain moisture any longer. Water runs off and we get all these flooding conditions all over the world in just a little bit of rain. We have to wash that process away, stop using that process, and switch the gardens and the gardens back over to the organic way of doing things and watch the difference. It's incredible. Just removing that material from your yard, and there's a way to do it. It's said in the book. Just removing that material from your yard will make all the difference in the world. Even if you do nothing else from the book but wash the chemicals away, your yard will improve immediately. Yeah, okay, Bobby. Oh, I know. I think I am too. I lost my wrench. I wouldn't be surprised if I am too, which I think is absolutely hilarious. You know, and I talk to other channels that used to go there, and they all laugh.
Hey, Mike. All right.
Alrighty, well, I've got about a half hour before I'm expecting this call from Honest Citizen and a friend of his to help with their garden. So, if Bobby, if you're ready, I'm ready to shut down, so I can give my flapping jaw a chance to relax a little bit before I take this call and get into this. If we're going to go live, then I'll make sure that I get a copy of it. If we're not, I'll try and record it so that y'all can hear what's going on.
Okay.
But again, thank you, JC, for ordering the book. Thank you, Sherry, so much. Let me know what you think after you've had a chance to read it, or come on my channel and we'll talk about it. I'm going to get out of here, everybody. I appreciate you coming up, JC.
Thank you.
And everybody, I'm going to shut this off. Bobby, go ahead and fire up. And everybody, we'll see you later. You know where to find me. I'll be around the stream somewhere. Have a great day, everybody.
Take care, everyone.